I've never claimed to be the epitome of health, but I'll tell you, I put down half of one of these. This is an Alani Witch's Brew. Tastes like a caramel apple sucker. You haven't had one of those in a while. You're getting old. Go grab you some this fall. Not a sponsor. Then I put down an entire Mountain Dew Zero Sugar Trolley. It's the new trolley, the gummy worms. You know what I'm talking about? Cherry lemon. I don't like Mountain Dew, just regular Mountain Dew, but this is special. This is spectacular. A buddy picked this up and just dropped me off a 12-pack. I mean, it's good to have friends. I mean, crying out loud. Also, 0 sugar but 10 calories. Explain it? I cannot. I'm feeling jazzed. Let's talk player props. My favorite video of the week. Last week, we went 3-7, down 3.6 units. That's not great, but we had a great start to the year. We've got a cushion. Jordan Love completions, Kareem Hunt, over rushing attempts, and CJ Stroud passing TDs. This Chubb one, I think he ended with 48, so that was pretty close. Matthew Stafford went bazonkers. Dontavian Wicks could have had it on the first play of the game, but Matthew Golden caught the ball that was intended for him. Not making excuses, although I am. Let's look at this week. We got our game in London, an early game, and I like Dylan Gabriel to go for 15 on the ground. We talked about this in our touchdown video. Shoot, I knew I was forgetting something. Stick around to the end. I updated the odds, so I said I would bring that to you today, and I forgot. So I'll do that at the end. But Dylan Gabriel, I do like him to run one in, but I really like him over 14.5 rushing yards, minus 107 for one unit. That play is on Novig. Game in Indianapolis, I went back and forth on. There are some injuries, so all of the lines are not out yet. I looked at Geno Smith's passing yards. I think he could be in for a big day. I think that's what it will require in this game. He'll have to keep up through the air. I decided, though, to stay away. Game in New Orleans, I like Jackson Dart, 2 passing TDs at 240. If you watched yesterday's video, I gave that out early. I said, here's a play I like. We're locking it in now at 240. Right now it's at 220 on Hard Rock, which is where I got the 240. So it's dropped a little bit. I would still take it at 220. Darius Slayton over 3.5 catches, 132. We all know Malik Neighbors is down. I think Slayton steps up in a big way. Obviously, they have Wan'Dale Robinson and Theo Johnson at tight end, but I think Slayton is the guy who benefits most from Neighbors' absence. Give me him at plus money for 4 catches. Oh boy. Hold on to your butts. Here's the deal. I realize Mason Taylor plays for the Jets, but when you have 3 picks already for the Jets, you need a place to house Mason Taylor. So we are going to house him in Dallas. I don't have any official plays for Dallas. We're going to take the tight end for the Jets, Mason Taylor, 4 receptions at plus 148 for a full unit, and then we're going to go with his 5 receptions at plus 310 for a full unit. That's not all. But wait, there's more. Josh Reynolds, 2 receptions at plus 108. Josh Reynolds, 3 receptions at 317. And Josh Reynolds to catch 4 of them things at 880. That's called a ladder, ladies and gentlemen. 1 unit, and 0.7 units on all of those. Here's the deal. Last week, it was all Garrett Wilson and a little bit of Mason Taylor and nobody else. Josh Reynolds saw 2 targets. He was the 3rd on the team with 2 targets. And he didn't catch any of them. If you want me to rationalize it, here's the rationalization. Last week was his first game back from injury. He'd missed the beginning of the season. I believe this full week he will build rapport with Justin Fields, and they can't only go to Mason Taylor, and they can't only go to Garrett Wilson. This defense, we've seen time and time again, be unable to stop the pass. I believe that the Jets do their best to pass all over them, which is crazy to say for a guy named Justin Fields to be passing all over a team. But somebody's got to catch these balls. I think if Garrett Wilson sees the double teams or if Garrett Wilson sees a lot of attention, Josh Reynolds has to do something. And those numbers, those odds are great. He could catch 4 in the first half. We could cash an 880 in the first half. Those are too generous. It's volume here. It's opportunity here. That's what we're playing. Skipping the game in Philadelphia. Game in Carolina, I like Malik Washington to have 29 receiving yards at 114. And hey, you want the wild play of the week? How about Malik Washington to lead the game in receiving yards, 13-1 for a quarter unit? Again, Tyreek Hill is out for the year, and I think Carolina has more weapons with McMillan, Renfro, and Leggett. They're all back and healthy. So I think Bryce Young spreads the ball around, even though McMillan is the most likely to lead this game. Jalen Waddle hopefully gets locked up. We've seen Carolina's defense be okay at times at locking up the outside receivers. And I like Malik Washington to move around the field and to have the most yards. That could be the call of the year if we can cash that. Game in Baltimore. CJ Stroud, 2 passing TDs. We took it last week. We'll take it again against this soft Ravens defense, plus 147. I like that a lot. We'll take that. Woody Marks, under 13.5 rushing attempts. Here's the plan. I just don't see Woody Marks being the clear number 1 guy. He had a great second half against the Titans. Who doesn't have a great anything against the Tennessee Titans? Nick Chubb is still relevant. Nick Chubb is still there. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and we lose together, should you tail. Nick Chubb is still projected 40 to 50 yards rushing, and I think that's probably 6 to 8 carries. I don't know if they run the ball 20 times as a team in this one. Part of this is because I think the Ravens get going on the ground a lot more, especially with Cooper Rush being in at quarterback. They have been dominating on first down at rushing the ball. I saw a statistic that they are number 1 in the league at yards per carry on first down, and they are last in the league at rushes on first down, which means when they do it, they're effective. They haven't been doing it. I think this week they do it, and I think they control a lot of the possession. For the Ravens, I have a parlay that I'm going to give at the end, and I needed a place to house it, so stay tuned on that. We'll add that in here at the end, and you'll see it there. Game in Arizona, I think Marvin Harrison's odds are tempting, and I do want to bet on Cam Ward. I'm passing on both. Game in Seattle, I like Baker Mayfield over 225. Bucky Irving is out of this game. I think Rachaad White is a great backup and could be a starter on a lot of teams, but I see with Godwin back and Ibuka back in a game that they're supposed to lose or supposed to be trailing, 225 is low for Baker. So this guy will throw it 40 times if they need him to. So I like his over there. And then Kenneth Walker over 48.5. I know that Zach Charbonnet is back, and I know it's been sort of a 1-2 punch with those two guys, but I think Kenneth Walker can find 50 yards. He's been very effective, and he is liable to break one at any moment. So I think that total's a little low. I would have had him closer to 60. So 10 yards of what I think is about the price for him. Skipping the game in Cincinnati. Again, we talked about it. It just could be a lopsided blowout. I'm not convinced anything in there is worth my time. And then game in LA. Sorry about that blue box. Forgot to click off when I took the screenshot. Embarrassing. I'm staying away from that. Drake May on Sunday Night Football. I liked him throw for 221 against Buffalo. I think this will be a higher scoring game, and they have shown that they trust Drake May to sling that rock. So give me him 221. And then Monday night, why not go out with a bang? I got some plays for you on Monday night. Tyquan Thornton over 13.5 receiving yards. Tyquan Thornton 2 catches at plus 144. And then we're going to do a quasi hedge. And see if you can follow my thought process here. Thornton, this is a parlay. Thornton under 1.5 receptions. Wait, Green Beans Go, you just told me over 1.5 receptions. I understand that. But listen. Thornton under 1.5 receptions, but 30 receiving yards is almost 20 to 1. We're putting 4.44 units on it. So if Tyquan Thornton has 2 catches, which I do believe he will, we win a unit 0.44. So we probably cash this. We probably cash this, and then we use the 0.44 on this play, and we lose it. All right, so I'm taking some of the winnings of this play, if he does go over 2, and putting it on this play for his under. The reason is Tyquan Thornton, I believe, is a deep ball threat. So I can see this being a game where Tyquan Thornton catches 1 long pass, and that's it. And if he catches 1 long pass over 30 yards, we're sitting pretty, because any other catch, we've already cashed this, any other catch, and we cash this, and we profit. So he'll probably go over. He probably won't see a target. Trevor Lawrence, over 212 passing yards. I think they're going to need to score, and I think they will score. Travis Hunter, 25.5 receiving yards. I think he gets more snaps on offense in this game than he has seen all year. So volume and opportunity, that's what I like to bet. Here's our parlay. I know I said it would be on here. Stay tuned. Derrick Henry, most rushing yards in that game. Saquon Barkley, most rushing yards in that game. And Baker Mayfield, most passing yards in that game. There's no odds. It's 310. It's plus 310, and we're going 1 full unit on it. So that is what I have for you there. I told you I would do the touchdown whatever. So I suppose we should do that at some point. Let me just go find where that is, because I'm a man of my word. And And why didn't it? Oh, I'd updated on the sheet. I'm such a dingus. Okay, here we go. Hold up. Here we go. Touchdowns. Gadsden, the tight end, 4-1. We're playing it for half a unit. McConkey, 2-1. We're playing it for half a unit. We talked about Diggs yesterday. Thornton, 425, a third of a unit. Kareem Hunt, 220, a full unit. Travis Hunter, 295, a third of a unit. That's that. Let's go over to Smart Stakes, see if we can find any plus EV plays. They do sponsor these videos, so shout out to them. If you're doing any positive EV or interested in any positive EV or arbitrage betting, or even using some of these apps, Underdog, DraftKings Pick 6, Price Picks, and Better, you can sign up for, holy cow, that's got to be a glitch. Look at this, Moneyline 517. You can sign up for Smart Stake, and it helps you identify some good value spots. So, Adonai Mitchell, that's a touchdown play. I don't have Betway. Gosh darn it, I got to stop with these Betway things. Okay, Hunter Renfrow touchdowns. All these are touchdowns, aren't they? We did our touchdown video already. First quarter playing receiving yards, Elik or Yomanor, plus 120 on Fanatics, minus 118 on FanDuel. That's an ARB right there. You could ARB that 120 and minus 112. So I don't mind this at all. Fanatics being the sharp side, or not the sharp side, the side with value. You could bet a bunch of money on Fanatics and then go over to FanDuel and bet the under, and you make money no matter what. So there you go. This is Smart Stake. Check them out if you want to do any plus EV or arbitrage betting. And that's our video, guys. That's it. That's what we got for you today. So appreciate you all for coming by this week. I don't know. Do we do we might do some MLB tomorrow. We'll see. No promises. Potentially see you then.